Do you have any more? Can you make the train go fast? Faster! Okay, now slow. I'll give one more example, then show some videos. You're out on the playground with a few kids. Okay, who can find a smooth rock? Okay, a rock's hard or a rock's soft? Well, they're hard. Well, what would happen if you throw a rock? You might not want to do this. What would happen if you throw a rock at the window? If I, hopefully say it would break. John, can you bounce a rock? Oh, tell me something that you can bounce. Oh, and you can do this. This is whether you do it with one kid or many. Well, what else can you do with the ball? Here's where you can throw, kick, bounce. Oh, well, tell me, what kind of ball is pointed at the end? Hey, there's a football over there. There's 3 or 4 balls over there. Can you go get that football and throw it to Max? Max, you go out for a pass. All right. John, you go out for a pass. Tell Max to go out for something. Okay. Okay, who's going to the football game tonight? Who are we playing? Who do you think's going to win? Tying that into some real things. And these activities obviously should be conducted with a natural tone of voice, not seem like they're trials. Okay? Go out for a pass. Now, if you have to talk that way to get the response, then you have to get beyond that. Because sometimes, obviously, if you just start with a kid and you're going to talk in a way that it's clear and that it's understood, but you've got to get beyond. When I say the ABA ones, touch, nose, skip that part completely if you can. Now sometimes you have to be clear, and I might say, should you say touch your nose or touch nose? I like to start with just, hey, touch your nose. You're not adding too much stuff, but I'm not going to say, hey Johnny, how you doing today? If you feel like it, how about touching your nose for me? That's too much. But you don't have to say, touch nose. You can say, hey, touch your nose. Can you clap your hands? Should you say, can you? Or should you just say, clap hands? I say, well, I'd like to say, can you? I'd like to start out, sooner or later, I've got to start adding stuff in. I say, John, clap your hands. Hey, can you clap your hands? How about clapping your hands? Bet you can't clap your hands for me. Ultimately, you've got to get to all of that. Doesn't mean you have to start that way, but you want to get there as soon as you can. Okay? Because that's how people think about anything you're teaching. Do people talk like that? Is what you're teaching going to work in that other environment? Because people don't say, clap hands very, very often. Kitchen example. Hey, do you want a Coke? Oh, yeah, cool. Where do we keep the Coke? Now it could be, it doesn't have to be like, okay, where do we keep the Coke? It can be like, Coke, where do we keep the Coke? Or I know where we keep the Coke. Do you know where we keep the Coke? A lot of different ways. You got to get to know. The refrigerator. Now, I have in this example, the refrigerator keeps food. That's what so sometimes you can do a fill in the blank. It depends on the kid. You might need to. The refrigerator keeps food. And say cold, okay? Now, I prefer to say, hey, well, what's a refrigerator do? But that might be a little more advanced. I've got a lot of leeway, different ways you can act. The point is, I said cold, from cold to cold to refrigerator to cold. As long as we're talking about cold, what do you mean a refrigerator keeps food cold? What's that mean? Tell me a cold food. And again, just because the kid can answer this question doesn't mean that, he's got the concept of hot and cold, but it's many, many, many examples like this, not enough. Well, let's find a food that's cold in the refrigerator. Okay, we got the Coke. What do we need to pour the Coke in? Okay. Well, where are the cups? Okay, go get a cup out of the cupboard there. Footstool's missing. Okay. What do you need? A footstool. So what do you want to eat with your Coke? Toast, okay. Well, what do we need to make toast? Now, you can imagine with this, where do you put the bread? You can imagine, I can just picture getting a snack for you, kid. How many times you just, you sit down, I'm gonna make this whole snack. I'm gonna go get you a Coke, I'm gonna make you some toast, because I know that's what you want. Okay? Look at all of these things that you can get out of that. Well, can you put the bread in the toaster? What do you put on the toast? Oh, where do you find the jelly? What do you need to spread the jelly? You put toast on the, sit down in the chair. Okay, well, you go sit down and well, there's no chairs. You can ask for the chair. Okay? So in this example, all of the trials were phrased as questions. Someone might say, what do you put on toast? But ultimately, depends on the level and where you're at. I'd like to hand the girl a piece of toast with no jelly at all and have her just on her own say, hey, where's the jelly? Oh, I'm sorry. And I could either get at that or ask her to get it. Sometimes you ask the question, and this comes up, well, why would you teach this person to ask for the jelly or ask for a knife? Wouldn't you rather that person be able to get the knife herself? Does that make sense? Is that a reasonable question? I get that one a lot. And it depends. I say, yeah, ultimately you have to learn how to do things for yourself. But that's easier than language. Language is hard. And generally I will trade that. If I've got a kid that doesn't have any manners, that's the most important thing in the world, being able to ask for things. So I'm going to trade that. And that's why I'm going to say, well, if I withhold the fork, then he'll go get a fork by himself. And I say, well, take the forks out of the drawer, just for now. Say, well, isn't that hindering his independence? I say, just for a minute, but not really, because I'm going to trade that. But there's that balance. At some point, you say, do I want you to be able to ask for this? Clearly, if you've got someone that has no problem mandating this, then you change it and you say, oh, get it yourself, dude, at some point. But these are all valid questions. And for the most part, with a lot of the kids, it's like, don't let them do it. Because, certainly the kid can go, and that's a problem. Say, my child will do all of these things himself. Saying, okay, well, let's be creative. Because I don't want you to have a fight over the ketchup. And especially if the kid can already ask for ketchup, don't make him do it, because now it's like, okay, I'm going to get the ketchup. No, I'm going to make you ask for it. Well, it's right there. I don't care. I'm going to make you ask for it. Oh, come on, Mom. You know I can ask for the ketchup. Say it. Ketchup, please. Okay, there. Now that's kind of like ridiculous, son. You can get carried away with this. So just, don't get carried away. No, I understand why you're trying to teach them. Okay, I'm going to show a video, hopefully. And we'll see if Sarah, an email for a quick response, is paying attention. I'm going to show a video now. Boy, I wish it were darker.
Like you.
I'm going to show a video now. Oh, there we go. All right. Here's an example. This is a fair example of the basketball analogy, the teaching levels. What we skipped here, we skipped some of the skills that he had, the very basic, what we might say, drill. But this is a little bit, we're starting into the scrimmage and getting closer into the game, but we don't quite get into the game situation. We get into what I might call a scrimmage, and then I'll tell you what the next step might be. But you can see there's 3 levels. There's 3 short clips here.
Start writing your budget at the top.
Fluid 10 mouthfuls.
We can talk about that later. Write down your item prices.
I'll give you 60.
Nice job. What's your budget on this one?
$18.
Yeah, and what's your total?
$15.18.
Nice. So are you going to buy the book and the pretzels?
Yes.
Nice work. Very good. Hey, I really like that you're using a voice level of 3 right now. You're going to buy the flour
Now, what are you gonna
and
do with
yours.
that? What's the next?
Take it apart.
Come on, big whoop.
We're gonna do some money, prices.
Sound like it.
Very nice.
Good luck.
You are under. Excellent. All right. So I'm going to ring the bell. Can you pick it up? All right. This costs $3.99 and $2.49. Your total is $6.48. Go do some money. And you are getting. That's on the computer.
Okay, so first one, it's like, all right, we're a little bit more of the drills, not quite at the beginning, because we're gonna teach counting, we're gonna teach, a lot of prerequisites, so we did that. Now, it's like, all right, how about, let's do something with this money, and the calculator, and all of that. We've already done all of that, but now it's putting this together. Where are we going with this? And I said, well, it'd be nice if we can go to the store and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, it'd be nice to be able to teach in the store. And a lot of people say, hey, that's where you should teach this stuff. And I agree. But that's kind of hard. Especially like, boy, we only can get to the store once a week. It's just kind of hard. Peter Gerhardt tells a good story about, says, here's something that you should practice every day for an hour. And it says, well, how often is this young man getting to the store? Oh, well, we've got it on a schedule, every day that the van's available, it's not raining, and he's not having a behavior. And he's like, well, what's the reality? How often does he get to the store? Oh, about once every 2 weeks. So, okay. Well, if he needs to do this every day for a year, and you're going every day, every 3 weeks, how long, he tells the story better than I do, but how long is that going to take? And you say, well, he's going to get this in 7 years, maybe. Not to mention the time that you lose, you go through, you start practicing the skill. Are you really starting? Is it like practicing it every day? You lose. So the point being, that's why I say you need both of these and even that middle. So we need that. I'm going to teach you how to do this. Now let's practice it. We can do that scene that you just said every day. Is that enough? No. But this next scene we're going to show you, that's how to do every day. But this is the best. Try it. And then I'll let you, after this, we're not done. There's still farther, more we can do. But this is, I would call this the scrimmage. Not quite the game because the staff is there. And the staff, you can stop the action in a scrimmage. But we could do the game situation next. So, think about all the skills that are, and there's, yeah, that wasn't totally independent, but that was pretty good. Not quite the game situation, because I would say the next step might be the therapist drops him off at the store, and or waits outside. That would be another next step. So how do you judge how well he did? Well, there's a product. Now, of course, you don't know. You might have to go in and check. Did he have any behavior problems? Was he an issue? But did he come out with what he was supposed to? And what are all the skills? You look at it, it's like, boy, it'd be nice to teach that level of independence and more so. What skills are needed to teach that? And like, what did it take to get him to write those things down? You know, he's keeping the list, to check the list. How far can we go with that? Could Jimmy, if he was living by himself, could he, or some semi-independent place, could he judge his own supply? Could he look at his own inventory and say, boy, I need ketchup, I need French fries, I need laundry detergent, which is another, can he do laundry, all of those things. What does it take to teach? And it's not all or nothing. Independence is not all or nothing. I think I mentioned that earlier. You say that level. What if that is as far as we could get with Jimmy? I think we could get farther. But what if that was it? Would you say, is he independent? And I'd say, well, not totally. He needs a lot of help. He needs help. But you say, does he have a lot of functional skills that make his life better? I'd say, well, yeah. There's more that we can do, but that opens up more doors and stuff. So that's a good example of the levels of training. And sure is dark in here.
Right.
Stay in marketing, Sarah, because you're. I just can't fade my prompts with her. But I know this is in her repertoire. Okay, it's a few more examples, and then I'll show another video. This is, sometimes you create and pretend. Sometimes you just try to really take advantage. And I say sometimes you create and pretend because, it doesn't really look like rain. I say, it looks like rain. That'd be great if right now, if it was raining out and there's thunder and I'm working with my kid, let's do something with it. But sometimes you can just pretend, hey, it looks like rain, what do we need? In this example, I'm not pretending because I get pretty deep. Well, all right, let's go outside and play. What do we need? Go get an umbrella. Let's go outside. Ooh, you need to put something on your feet. Now, of course, I could, here's an example. So, well, let's go outside, let's dress, and I'm gonna put your shoes on and your boots, and you don't wanna get wet. Or I could do this and say, whoops, what do you need on your feet? Because at some point, we sat down at the table and I said, and I taught her that, what do you wear on your feet when it rains? And she points to rain boots or something. All right, well, let's put this in. I'm not going to stop there. And think about it. How often do you see this? I see things like this a lot. I see, okay, what do you wear when it rains on your feet? Boots.